Welcome to another episode of AP Computer Science. Be ready to take notes and learn lots. It's very common for a program to manipulate data that is kept in a list. Lists are a fundamental feature of Java and most programming languages. Because lists are so useful, the Java development kit includes the ArrayList class. The ArrayList provides the classic operations for a list. A data structure combines data organization with methods of accessing and manipulating the data. For example, an ArrayList is a data structure for storing a list of elements and provides methods to find, insert, and remove an element. At a very abstract level, we can describe a general list object. A list contains a number of elements arranged in a sequence. We can find a target value in a list, add elements to the list, remove elements from it, and process each element of the list. An abstract description of a data structure with the emphasis on its properties, functionality, and use rather than the particular implementation is referred to as an abstract data type, or ADT. An ADT defines methods for handling an abstract data organization without the details of implementation. A list ADT, for example, may be described as follows. Data organization. It contains a number of elements ranging in a linear sequence. Its methods: create an empty list, append an element to a list, remove the nth element from a list, obtain the value of the nth element, and traverse a list, which is the process or print out all elements of a sequence, visiting each element once. An ArrayList object contains an array of object references plus many methods of managing that array. The most convenient feature of an ArrayList is one that you can keep adding elements to it no matter what the size was originally. The size of an ArrayList will automatically increase and no information will be lost. To declare a reference variable for an ArrayList, do this. An ArrayList is an array of references to an object to the type class name, where class name can be any class defined by you or Java. To declare a variable and to construct an ArrayList with unspecified initial capacity, do this. This might not be very efficient, but you have an idea what size array you need. Start with your ArrayList with that capacity. To declare a variable and to construct an ArrayList with the initial capacity of 15, do this. One way of accessing the elements of an ArrayList by using an integer index. The index is an integer value that starts from 0 and goes to size minus 1. To access the object of a particular index, use. To add an element to the end of an array, do this. The add method adds to the end of the ArrayList. To set data at a particular index, use this line of code. The index should be within 0 to size minus 1. The data previously at index is replaced with object. The element previously at the specified position is returned. Removing an element from the list. The array class has a method that will remove an element from the list without leaving a hole or place in the deleted element. The element at location index will be eliminated. Elements at location index plus 1 plus index 2 to size minus 1 will be moved down 1 to fill the gap. Inserting an element into an ArrayList at a particular position. When an element is inserted at an index, the element previously at the index is moved up to index plus 1, and so on until the element previously at size minus 1 is moved up to size. The size of the ArrayList is now increased by 1, and its capacity is increased again if necessary. Inserting is different from setting an element. When set index ob is used, the object reference previously at the index is replaced with a new object. No other elements are affected and the size does not change. Because numbers are not objects in Java, you cannot insert them directly into pre 1.5 array lists. The source sequences of integers, floating point numbers, or Boolean values in a pre 1.5 array list, you must use a wrapper class. Classes integer, double, and Boolean wrap primitive values inside objects. These wrapper classes can be stored in the ArrayList. The double class is a typical number wrapper. There is a constructor that makes a double object out of a double value. Conversely, the double value method retrieves the double value stored inside the double object. To add primitive data type to a pre 1.5 list, you must construct a wrapper object and then add the object. For example, the following code adds a floating point number to an ArrayList. Or here's the shorthand version. To retrieve the number, you must cast the return value of the get method to double and then call the double value method. With Java 1.5, declare your ArrayList to only hold doubles. With a new feature called autoboxing in Java 1.5, when you define an array to contain a particular wrapper class, you can put the corresponding primitive value directly into the ArrayList without having to wrap it. You can also pull the primitive directly out. An iterator is an object that is attached to the array list and allows you to traverse the array from first to the last element. Many data structures implement an iterator. The iterator keeps track of where it is in the list, even if we are adding and removing from it. We will cover the topic of iterators much more thoroughly in the AB level material.